Welcome back to our third YouTube part of the webinar for GoodX Web. We are going to do the diary administration now. We're just going to, because with the last one with the diary, the appointments, we couldn't successfully do a theatre booking. So we're just going to go back to the theatre booking part and do that first before we go on with the diary administration. Now on our screen, if we click on the GoodX Web URL, I'm going to show you how to make the theatre session first, to create a theatre session. Now if you go to hospital and you say theatre management, here you can create your theatre session. Now you can say add theatre list, you create a new session, you choose the correct diary that the theatre session must be linked to, you choose the correct date, so let's take the 13th. Then you type in the time from when until when is the doctor going to be in the theatre. Let's make it 12 o'clock. You can type in here the hospital's name. Now here you can click on surgeon, then you can choose the surgeon. If you don't have a surgeon on your system set up as yet, you can say insert details manually. So then you only type in the patient's, not the patient, the surgeon that's going to assist in the theatre, not assist but be the surgeon. You can type in the details manually or otherwise choose it from the list. So let's take that one. Then we have the, and we click on the plus. You say here, again, if you don't know, or you don't have the doctor on your system, you can type it in manually. Let's choose Dr. GP and we say save. All of the information is there. If it must be, you made a mistake, you can click on remove and try and put a new one on. There is also the referring doctor part and also the assistance part. Then you say save. Your theatre list has been created. Now if we go back to the diary and we go to the 13th, you will see here that time source has turned blue or turquoise, and that means it is a theatre session. Now if you click now on 8:30, for instance, double click, you will see the booking screen looks a lot different than the normal booking screen that you have. Now you will click on theatre details, you will fill in here all your theatre details, how long is the operation going to be from that time, and the patient, the duration, how long is the operation going to last, how late must the patient be there at the hospital, because sometimes they have to be there 24 hours before time, and then you can say make arrival booking. Now here you have your patient details. You can search it from the patient's list, from your debtors list that is created already on your patient, or otherwise say add debtor if the patient doesn't have electronic file with you guys. Then you put in the debtors information if you didn't import it from your debtors list already. So let's take test for instance. We're taking this one. All of the information has been filled in. You will see the add debtor button has disappeared because this patient is already added on your system. Then we have the operation team. You can fill in all of the personnel that's going to be part of this operation. And then you have your billing. So you can already fill in all the billing codes that must be done on this patient. You can fill in the authorization number. You can say, is it local, blocked, is it a general, is it going to be gas, sedation, what are you going to use? And then also if there's a co-payment, you can type in the co-payment, and then the ICD-10 code that is going to be used on this patient, the diagnosis of the patient. You have your procedure codes. We're going to type in the procedures that you're going to do on this patient. Let's take an emergency procedure for instance. And then also you have your CTP4 codes. That is really important for the medical aid. You will put in the CTP4 codes. And then your request of any additional requirements you can put in there. And you have the progress of the patient. You can type in is the authorization is completed. This will automatically click because we did put in an authorization number. So it did say yes, we have the authorization number. Cost estimate. We didn't complete that yet because we didn't complete everything here and we didn't click on completed. And then the patient consent, you can put in a form that the patient can sign and say yes, he gives consent to this operation. Now, if you filled in everything and you're happy, you say completed on all of the parts of this form. We're complete all of the parts, operation info under progress, and then we say save. It's taking a little bit long. Now you can see there the patient is in all the information. If you have to edit it, you double click and you put it there. If you want to delete, you delete. And now what is really nice, when you've put on all the patient that is going to have an operation on this day, we're going to go to hospital, theatre management, and then on this one you click on it and you can see all of the patient that was scheduled for this session. Here is the one that I have a little bit more. You can click on print to print the theatre list and give it to the hospital or email it to the hospital, and they can make the correct arrangements at the hospital for the theatre to be correct for that session for the doctor. And then also if you want to print it for the doctor and give it in the doctor's hand, and he can take it with him to theatre to see which patients is the next patient that must be done. Is there any questions about the theatre bookings? Okay, we're going to move on to the diary administration part. Again, on the user manuals, you will have all of these different types of the diary administration, all the functions that you have available for you, and you can click on the one that you want to look at and you can see immediately what the user manual is, and also the video if the video is available yet. Now we're going to, under diary administration, we're going to handle multi-diary view screen, diary types, the diary different views, the display options, waiting room, print download diary, your sidebar functions, view or update debtor and patient information, reminder SMSs, and then debtor documents, patient documents, time slot history, and also the file cover sheet. Now some of these functions we already discussed in the introduction session, and also in the appointment session we also discussed some of these functions. For instance, the multi-diary view screen, we did discuss it in the introduction. I'm just going to give you a quick view again. I'm just going to leave this one, close, diary, okay, to go to today. Now the multi-diary view, you go to diary types, and here you can say multi-diary view. If you have more than one doctor or otherwise more than one service center, you can use the multi-diary view. You can drag and drop also if you want to move appointments. Now, if you want to see the different diary types, we're going to use this one. Diary types, I'm going to explain to you quickly again. You have your normal diary view, and then we have the multi-day view. We have the multi-diary view, and we have the order diary. Now your multi-day view, you can tell the system how many days do you want to see, and also then you can drag and drop again between the days. If you want to go back to your normal view, you go to diary again. Okay. We did do that. Okay. Render policies. I'm just going to do it again, just a quick went through on this, but please, if you want to have more details on this, watch the introduction video again, and then you will see the overview of the diary is explained there. We have your time overlap, we have time slot stacked, and we have stacked by time, stacked by type, and stacked by status. Okay. Now the only thing that the parts that we didn't discuss in the introduction video is the waiting room. Now, the waiting room, if you want to use the waiting room, is not actually a function that you're using, but you're using the status. So make sure all the patients that is ready for the doctor is on ready. Then if the doctor put it on stacked by type, he will indicate that he only wants to see the stacked by type ready patients, and then you immediately will see all of that patients is, all the ready patients is in the waiting room for the doctor. Okay. Then the sidebar functionality, print, download, diary, also discussed in the introduction. We're not going to do it right now again. View or update the data patient information. If you click on the patient, you're going to say data edit, and here is all the main members information, and on this side all the patient information. Make sure you click on the correct patient that you want to see the information on. If you want to edit, you edit the information and you say save again. Okay. Then we have the reminder SMSs we're going to handle now, and then the debtor documents and also the patient documents we're going to do now. The time slot history we're also going to discuss now. File cover sheet, we also discussed that in the introduction video. Now, you will see all of these buttons has different functions. Here, if you hover over it, it will tell you what is the function, and the color, what does it mean. Now, this is your clinical case. The C stands for clinical case. So if there is any clinical information added on this patient, the C will change color. Now, to come to the debtor documents, you will see here is red. So that means we didn't load any debtor documents or patient documents on this patient's file. Now, if we click on that, we will open the patient's booking again. Let's say save. We can click here, add documents. The document screen will open. Now, in the first place, it will show you the saved documents. If there was any documents on the previous, it will be saved here. Now, it's going to show us data outstanding documents. Now, this you can set up. For instance, you can tell the system what type of documents is applicable and must be scanned into the system when the patient arrives. Now, for instance, this example is set up for an ID, a medical aid card, and the terms and conditions that had to be signed. Now, if you say, okay, this file is not yet uploaded, then it's going to stay red. Now, if we click on upload, you already scanned this document in. You say choose file from your computer, and you can click on the correct place and then put it onto the system. Or otherwise say take a photo, and you say take a photo, the camera is going to open and you can take a photo of the document if you have a camera, or otherwise keep it in front of your laptop's camera and take the photo. Here you can indicate is it a debtor document or is it a patient document, and also is it the ID or is the medical aid card, or is the terms and conditions, is it financial documents, is it personal documents, is it practice documents, depending on what type of documents you're uploading. Now, this one, we're going to say it's ID. You can put in the description if you want to, and you say save. Now, it's going to give me a warning and say, okay, I didn't upload anything, but unfortunately, I don't have anything on this training computer. So now you have completed all of them. Upload it, and you say close. Okay. So that is how you upload patients' documents and also main member documents. It is really important that you keep that documents. You don't have to keep the hard copy documents. You can only upload it, scan it in, and upload it onto the patient's file, and you will have access to it in the future. Now, when you have uploaded all the documents, this red D will change to green, and it will show yes, you have uploaded the medical aid card, the terms and conditions, and the ID. Just want to see what's next. The file cover sheet. Let's go to the file cover sheet just again. You double click on the patient's booking. From here you can say edit data, and you can say print debtor cover sheet. Or otherwise, a faster way, if you stand on the booking, you can just say debtor edit, and you can say from here print debtor cover sheet. Now the cover sheet we're using that the patient sign and tell us yes, it is all the correct information as on your computer, on your system. Is there any questions about the diary administration? Part of the system is a quick one because we did discuss a lot of it in the introduction course. We're going to take a 10-minute break again, and then we are going to start with the next one, the clinical information one. Thank you.